Okay, can I do that?
I was thinking, Allahu Akbar, thank you, man. I'm a big guy. You don't have to go. You don't have to go far.
Yes, sir.
Alhamdulillah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I was just thinking, how am I going to come in here and what is it that I should say? And he led. I was thinking about what I experienced because I hated that I missed the Jummah. We had made plans. Well, actually, we had scheduled an appointment. It was family matters, some business, home stuff we had to take care of, and we had scheduled an appointment at our house long before we had invited Imam Muhammad to be the speaker for this first Sunday. And then he came a little bit later after we had scheduled the date for Friday, and so we said, well, okay, fine. He said he wanted to do Jummah. I said, okay. So I said, well, I'll go to Jummah and you stay here with the people working in our house. But there was a couple of young men. They had did some work in our house before, and one of them, I remember his personality. A little bit, Caucasian, a little, but, they have different personalities than average African American. I don't have to say no more. Good man, young man, intelligent, and they look around and see me. I'm successful. I told y'all that before. I appear to be successful, and I look younger than I really am, and it's really surprising. I had a friend joke about me. He said, man, Hathik and his sons picked me up to take me somewhere. He said, man, you got bodyguards and you walk around here. And I said, and he used to make fun of the way I dress. I don't wear Crocs for fashion, but I wear them around the house and to the store. I'm not trying to impress nobody. My wife, she lied to me every day. She tell me I'm not fat, I look good. And she called me cute. You look cute. And that's enough for me. I just tell her, make dua after you tell me all them lies. I'll forgive you because it's helping me. But so, they look at me and they say, wow. But then my personality is no arrogance, nothing. I'm humble. And so people take to me often, but the curiosity. And so this young man worked all day in our house. And we were thinking that they'd be out there by a certain time because we had business to do even after Jummah. Imam Kareem was in town, so we didn't get to do that. It also happened to have been my daughter's birthday and one of our top soldiers, Brother Hathik Mohammed, his birthday, same day as my first child's birthday. And he like an uncle to me. I feel like I'm one of his children. So, alhamdulillah. Allah blessed us that 10 minutes before they arrived, the guys that were in the house left. But I said, Allah's in control. What is this all about? So he turned around just as he was stepping out the door. He let his partner go. And he turned around. He said, I never asked you, what do you do? What is it that you do? And so I said, Robin, go get him a catalog and get him one of the magazines. I want to give it to him. And while I was telling her that, I was telling him what I do. And he said, well, I'm not religious. He said, I'm not a religious person. And I think he said he doesn't really believe in God. I think he said he don't believe in God. I was looking him in the eyes when he said that. I knew he was lying.
Right.
We believers, so we know people that have faith. Right. But as the conversation he kind of led on that he was raised Christian and this and that. So he's disappointed with either something happened in his life, his family, the church, or whatever. And so I said, alhamdulillah. So this is an opportunity for me to do what I love to do, is to praise Allah and show him where Allah exists in my life and in his life. Right. And so I talked to him, and I could tell he was real pleased. And getting back to Imam Kareem, because I said I'm going to make this short. Beautiful, beautiful conference. While he gave a khutbah, Allah held me back from his khutbah, because they were able to come and tell me later on what went on, but he had planned on me giving a Jummah. So, and I find that happens. Often that happens, that Allah will keep me on Friday. This is not just yesterday. For the past, as long as I can remember, maybe even 20 years, I would look up and I say, man, I had a really serious conversation that helped my soul, and I know I helped this person, and I made a new friend, and I look and it's on a Friday. So, alhamdulillah, it's just something that occurs. If you notice things happen in your life, you'll see patterns, and you'll see Allah's work in your life. So, he said something, the Imam was saying about, he said, yeah, but this ain't the point. He said, yeah, and people want to, because he heard conversation between me and my wife, so he know I'm doing something. I must have a business I'm in charge of, because I'm asking her, did so-and-so respond, this email, what time, what about this contract, this, that, and the other. I'm talking about things that are going on, and he's hearing tidbits of what's going on, so he know that I must be self-employed. So he said, yeah, they talking about, he said, when I said, well, our people, I told him the story of Jonah. That's it. And it's no coincidence, And I think to myself, I talked about the story of Jonah and compared it to our people with it, just as you just did. And he said that's all he said that's all American people. He said that's all of us, And he said we instead of looking for opportunity, because I told him I made reference. My story wasn't identical to yours. Mine was tailored to his situation. So I said I made reference to the story of Jonah, and I said, what did I say? That we live in America, and that we don't realize we too lazy. We get we don't worry about food and shelter and clothing. We have whatever we want at our fingertips, anything we could imagine. So we don't have the drive or the motivation. We're not hungry. We don't want nothing. And so we're watching our jobs and our opportunities go to those that have more hunger than we do. That immigrants come here and then they watch us. African American people, I think, when immigrants come over here, the first thing they do is tell them, they say, hey, y'all know the African Americans, they don't want that work, none of that work. So you can go and get wealthy, just start to set up your business in the heart of their community and do whatever you want, because they ain't gonna lift a finger. They're gonna watch it. They're gonna watch their money leave, and they ain't even gonna wave it bye-bye. They ain't gonna care. It's the truth. So when he said that, I thought to myself, I said, religion is devotion. Whatever you devote yourself to, that's your religion. Oh, because he said I lean more towards science, and then I said, well, science is like, I said, we're like in the womb of the baby is in the womb of the mother's stomach. Its whole world, its environment, everything that nourishes, every sound, it sees darkness, I assume, but it has eyes, so I know it's not all dark, because light can penetrate into the womb, and so they see shadows and lights and things, so that everything that affects them, their eyes, their light, the sound, all the food and nourishment, the comfort, everything they get is in there. They don't know out here, but they have a human intellect, just like the science have a human intellect. So the baby, if he has that type of intelligence, we don't know. He might know that he's encapsulated, and he might wonder what's out there. Because when mine was born, they opened their eyes like they was looking for something. I was right there. I said, he didn't just cut this. He didn't look surprised. Neither did my daughter. My boys, they wasn't surprised. So they had to be thinking about what's about to happen. There's something on the other side, because they were looking. The light was hurting their eyes, but it didn't stop them from. Eyes was revolving around the room. They looked at me and they weren't worried about me. I saw the eyes hit me and might have paused a little bit. I kept going. They rotated. They wanted to see everything that was possible that could be seen. And it wasn't until I kept getting in their face they started looking at me and making noise. So I told them, I said, the universe is like that. I said, ask the scientists. Imam Warithudeen Mohammed, I'm sorry, forgive me. He schooled us on that. And all y'all, the good imams, they do that. They let you know that this ain't none of this for me.
That's right.
I don't know where we would be without Imam Warithudeen Mohammed. It'd be like not having the material reality as an educational force in our lives. It'll be like being out in that blackness in outer space somewhere with nothing.
Right.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Allah's creation, we would have nothing to feed our senses, our intellect. Nothing. Blackness. We would be in total blackness. So I said the universe is like that. I said we cannot operate outside of the created world. I said everything in this reality, everything in this world is because of Allah, because of God. And anything else, Allah is the cause, and anything, Imam Muhammad said that Allah is the cause, and anything else is effect because of Allah. So I asked him, I said, well, if you can think, imagine, and the scientists find what's in the universe, and having a hypothesis or an idea, which is nothing but faith, as in an educated faith, belief that because of these circumstances, we believe this is what's out there. The logic or the math adds up. This is what's out there. And then I said, well, once you get to that point of what's at the end of the created world, creation, then ask yourself what's behind that. And then imagine that, and then ask yourself again, what's behind that? And you could tell he was just soaking it all up. And I said, that's Allah. That's Allah. I said, Allah is bigger than that. He's bigger than all of that. He's the creator of everything. And I said, whether you believe it or not, your family, your job, or whatever it is that you, your work, I said, whatever you do, religion is devotion. Most people think they don't have religion. I said, but you have a religion. Just look around and ask yourself, what is it that I devote all my time and my energy to and give myself to? That's your religion. And I want to ask our young people that know their mothers and fathers, and that, like that young man, probably doesn't, because he doesn't know himself and his created, what was the topic of creation? His purpose. He doesn't know the purpose of his creation like many of our young people, so they don't have the presence of mind to want to give back and show appreciation. I want our youth to ask themselves, what is your religion? And stop calling yourself a Muslim if your religion is not Al-Islam. If your religion is Al-Islam, then you should be helping us. Alhamdulillah. And I thank Imam for helping me out so I didn't have to talk too long. Alhamdulillah. But this convention, we as a community, Imam Muhammad said that the will of Allah is on the collective body, and that's where we get the idea for democracy and shura bainahum, is that whatever we come up with as a group, that Allah and the good is going to override, and the best result is going to come out. And he said that he made that statement. He said that the collective will is Allah's will. So I believe with all my heart, and so as Imam Muhammad believed, that our collective effort, when we start trusting in Allah and working together and see ourselves not as individuals but see ourselves as a community, that there's nothing that we can't achieve. Right. Everything is just waiting on us. Right. Everything. Alhamdulillah. And we have a beautiful, beautiful program. Okay, so I want to hear about we got the best man here. I think to myself sometime, I wake up in the morning and I say, well, I see this big heavy weight that Allah put in front of me. I say, I can't move. There ain't no way. If I had all the muscles in the world, I can't, like that. They show that guy pushing that giant rock is bigger than him. I'm not that guy. Sisyphus rolling it up the hill, and he make it up the top of the hill. But somehow, Allah blesses me to find the resources, and by the end of the day, I'm at the top of the hill with that big rock. Just to wake up to the same nightmare the next day. Alhamdulillah. But what do we do? What do you do? I remember my father, he didn't turn and ask us sometimes. He would say, son, get that, do this, do that. If you got the muscles to lift a heavy weight and you got the help you need, then what are you doing trying to push that rock up the hill by yourself? So alhamdulillah. So I got a heavy weight lifter, a brother that I knew could lift this weight we need to lift before this convention today, and he did a marvelous job. Alhamdulillah. I appreciate you, brother. Allah Thank you. Alhamdulillah. Turn it over to Imam Elam. I want to hear Imam Elam too, because I know